A Course in Miracles, Psychotherapy. Introduction. Psychotherapy is the only form of therapy there is. Since only the mind can be sick, only the mind can be healed. Only the mind is in need of healing. This does not appear to be the case, for the manifestations of this world seem real indeed. Psychotherapy is necessary so that an individual can begin to question their reality. Sometimes they are able to start to open their mind without formal help, but even then, it is always some change in their perception of interpersonal relationships that enable them to do so. Sometimes they need a more structured, extended relationship with an official therapist. Either way, the task is the same. The patient must be helped to change their mind about the reality of illusions. Part 1. The Purpose of Psychotherapy. Very simply, the purpose of psychotherapy is to remove the blocks to truth. Its aim is to aid the patient in abandoning their fixed delusional system and to begin to reconsider the spurious cause and effect relationships on which it rests. No one in this world escapes fear, but everyone can reconsider its causes and learn to evaluate them correctly. God has given everyone a teacher whose wisdom and help far exceed whatever contributions an earthly therapist can provide. Yet there are times and situations in which an earthly patient-therapist relationship becomes a means through which she offers her greater gifts to both. What better purpose could any relationship have than to invite the Holy Spirit to enter it and give it her own great gift of rejoicing? What higher goal could there be for anyone than to learn to call upon God and hear her answer? And what more transcendent aim can there be than to recall the way, the truth, and the life, and to remember God? To help in this is the proper purpose of psychotherapy. Could anything be holier? For psychotherapy, correctly understood, teaches forgiveness and helps the patient to recognize and accept it. And in their healing is the therapist forgiven with them. Everyone who needs help, regardless of the form of their distress, is attacking themselves, and their peace of mind is suffering in consequence. These tendencies are often described as self-destructive, and the patient often regards them in that way themselves. What they do not realize and need to learn is that this self, which can attack and be attacked as well, is a concept they made up. Further, they cherish it, defend it, and are sometimes even willing to sacrifice their life on its behalf, for they regard it as themselves. This self they see as being acted on, reacting to external forces as they demand, and helpless amidst the power of the world. Psychotherapy, then, must restore to their awareness the ability to make their own decisions. They must be willing to reverse their thinking, and to understand that what they thought projected its effects on them were made by their projections of the world. The world they see does therefore not exist. Until this is at least in part accepted, the patient cannot see themselves as really capable of making decisions, and they will fight against their freedom because they think that it is slavery. The patient need not think of truth as God in order to make progress in salvation, but they must begin to separate truth from illusion, recognizing that they are not the same, and becoming increasingly willing to see illusions as false and to accept the truth as true. Their teacher will take them on from there, as far as they are ready to go. Psychotherapy can only save them time. The Holy Spirit uses time as she thinks best, and she is never wrong. Psychotherapy under her direction is one of the means she uses to save time, and to prepare additional teachers for her work. There is no end to the help that she begins and she directs. By whatever route she chooses, all psychotherapy leads to God in the end. But that is up to her. We are all her psychotherapists, for she would have us all be healed in her.